12 things that make a man realize he lost a good woman. He'll eventually realize what he had and lost. At various points in their lives, many men will look back on past relationships and realize that they've lost a truly good woman. These epiphanies may happen immediately, after some time, or even years after the fact. The emotions and regrets tied to this realization are often intense, but what makes this experience truly profound is the awareness of what has been lost and the realization of the extraordinary qualities the woman possessed. So, how exactly does a man come to terms with losing such a remarkable woman? Let's explore the 12 major things that make a man realize what he had and lost. 1. When he discovers just how much she did for him on a regular basis. A truly devoted woman often does so much behind the scenes that it becomes invisible to the person receiving it. From managing home responsibilities, handling stressful situations with grace, to emotionally supporting him during tough times, these actions may go unnoticed while she is around. When she's no longer in the picture, he starts to see the void created by her absence. Suddenly, he realizes just how much she did to make his life easier, happier, and more fulfilled. He is overwhelmed by the realization that he took her contributions for granted, and the absence of her care and efforts leaves him struggling to fill the void. Her daily efforts, whether big or small, added up to something that was far greater than he had initially understood. From ensuring his well-being to offering emotional stability, her absence has created a profound gap in his life that no one else can fill. 2. Becoming aware of how great she was compared to other women he's getting to know. After a breakup, the natural tendency is to start dating again and trying to replace what was lost. However, when he enters the dating world again, he might realize that the women he meets don't compare to her in terms of personality, intelligence, or compatibility. The realization that no one else is quite like her hits him harder with each new person he meets. He might notice that other women don't provide the same level of emotional connection, support, or understanding that she did. While other relationships might offer fun or superficial distractions, he quickly comes to the painful understanding that the depth of what he shared with her was something truly rare. After meeting several other women, the contrast becomes undeniable, and he begins to long for the unique bond they had, feeling that the loss is even more significant than he initially thought. 3. Loneliness for authentic companionship. Companionship comes in many forms. Casual friends, acquaintances, and colleagues provide company, but the connection he had with her was different. It was deep and authentic, something that transcended everyday interactions. True companionship comes from someone who knows you in a way no one else does, someone who gets you on an emotional level. After the breakup, he realizes that no one else can offer that same sense of closeness, connection, and comfort. No matter how much he tries to fill the void with others, he finds himself constantly craving that special, soul-deep connection that only she could provide. The loneliness of not being understood or truly known by anyone else is perhaps one of the hardest things to endure. Without her, he feels an emptiness that no amount of distractions or surface-level relationships can fill. 4. When others take advantage of him. One of the harshest realizations a man can have after losing a good woman is the realization that not everyone operates with the same integrity and care. A good woman is someone who offers unwavering support and loyalty, and when he moves on to other relationships or encounters, he might quickly learn that such loyalty is rare. Women who date him after the breakup may bail on him at the first sign of trouble, leaving him to realize that true devotion is hard to find. This is a painful realization because it sheds light on just how special his ex was. She was someone who stood by him, worked with him through challenges, and remained loyal despite the ups and downs. Experiencing betrayal or disloyalty from others serves to highlight the loss of her, and he starts to see just how different she was from the rest. 5. Loss of support. A great woman is not just a partner. She's an emotional pillar, someone who lifts him up during difficult times and offers him encouragement to face life's challenges. When he no longer has her by his side, he feels a profound sense of loss. Without her unwavering support, he feels unsure of himself, lacking direction, and uncertain about how to move forward. He finds himself struggling to navigate life's difficulties without the person who once gave him the strength to face them. The realization sets in that his past success and happiness were partly due to her belief in him. Now, without her presence in his life, the weight of challenges feels heavier, and he misses the way she made him feel invincible and supported. 6. Realizing how many life plans now won't come to fruition without her. When in a relationship with someone he truly loves, men often envision a future together. They imagine traveling, growing together, and building a life full of shared dreams and aspirations. However, after losing her, he realizes that many of his life plans won't come to fruition the way he once envisioned. Her absence leaves a gap in his future, and he starts to see that many dreams and goals he had relied on her to help achieve can no longer happen in the same way. The plans they had together, whether it was buying a home, traveling the world, or raising children, are now impossible without her. He must now rethink his future and the path ahead, and it's a stark realization that he has to reshape his life without her influence, support, and involvement. This makes him realize that he lost someone who was integral to his vision of a happy future. 7. Becoming aware of his feelings in retrospect. Sometimes, it takes the absence of someone to truly realize how much they meant. A man might have had trouble expressing his emotions during the relationship, not fully understanding how deeply he loved her. But when she's gone, the clarity is overwhelming. The absence of her presence allows him to look back and see that his love for her was much deeper than he had acknowledged at the time. He may have been too proud, too distracted, or too unsure of himself to fully understand the depth of his feelings, but now, in her absence, he feels the emptiness and longing. The realization that he truly loved her and took her for granted can be both painful and humbling. 8. Guilt and shame about past behaviors. As a man reflects on the end of the relationship, feelings of guilt often surface. He might replay arguments, disagreements, or moments where he could have treated her better, and now he understands that his behavior contributed to the loss. He may feel intense self-loathing when he thinks back on times when she tried to communicate her needs or concerns, and he failed to listen or act. This realization of his past mistakes causes him to feel ashamed of how he handled things and how much he took her for granted. If she had tried to salvage the relationship and he ignored her efforts, the guilt is especially strong, and the regret for lost time can be overwhelming. 9. Shallow intimacies with other women. Physical intimacy is often one of the most significant aspects of a relationship, but after losing someone special, he realizes that real emotional and physical connection is irreplaceable. The brief and shallow encounters with other women may give him momentary satisfaction, but they pale in comparison to the meaningful intimacy he shared with his ex. True intimacy involves trust, comfort, and emotional connection, and that is something he will never experience with someone new in the same way he did with her. The contrast between the fleeting encounters with others and the deep connection he had with her makes the loss even more evident. 10. Never being able to recreate what he had with her. Every relationship is unique, and sometimes a bond is so special that it cannot be replicated. The chemistry, the understanding, the little things that made their connection unique, it's all something that can't be recreated. No matter how many relationships he enters into, he will never have that same connection again. This realization hits him hard because it reinforces just how irreplaceable she was. He understands that the magic they shared was one of a kind, and he may feel regret over not appreciating it while he had it. 11. Feeling intense jealousy when seeing her with someone else. If a man sees his ex moving on with someone else, and particularly if she's happy with her new partner, the jealousy he feels can be overwhelming. It's a wake-up call that he lost someone who was a significant part of his life. If he feels jealous or envious of the new man, it's clear that he hasn't fully processed the loss yet. This emotional reaction indicates that, deep down, he recognizes just how much she meant to him, and the realization that she is happy without him stings deeply. 12. When he hears about how well someone else is treating her and feels immense regret. If news reaches him that her new partner is treating her with the love, care, and respect that he failed to provide, the regret is unbearable. He wishes he had appreciated her more, treated her better, and made more of an effort to show her how much she meant to him. Seeing her thriving in a new relationship and receiving the love she deserved only magnifies his own regret for failing to give her that when he had the chance. Final thoughts. Realizing the loss of a good woman is never easy, and often, it's a painful process of self-reflection, regret, and deep sorrow. However, this realization can also serve as a valuable lesson for the future. For men who are still fortunate enough to have a good woman in their life, it's important to appreciate her while she's there. For those who have lost such a person, it's a reminder that love is something to nurture, respect, and value before it slips away forever. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comment section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.